Am I the a-hole for calling my aunt uneducated? I, 26F, have an aunt, 50s, who puts very little importance on education. She barely graduated high school and instilled these views in her son as well. My parents had raised me to view education as the best tool you can have in life, and I wholeheartedly agree. I graduated high school with honors and am now in university for biochemistry. Currently I am living with my mom and working to save money for tuition. I am working at the local seafood processing plant where my aunt also works. This job is nearly killing me. I work from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. and it is hard physical labor. I'll be the first to admit I'm not built for hard labor, and I also have some health issues that make it even harder. But the money is good, so I stick with it. The other night during our break I had a lot of back pain, so I took a muscle relaxer. It was hard to move my left arm and my aunt didn't like that. She is normally very cranky and bossy, so I wasn't surprised when she went on a rant about how I will have to suck it up because this will be my life from now on. Slaving in a factory because office jobs hardly exist. Normally I'd just ignore her, but I was so on edge that I snapped and said something along the lines of, I will never have to get used to hard labor because I'm not as uneducated as you, so I have better options. This job doesn't require any sort of schooling and you don't even have to pass in a resume to apply. My comment shut her up for the night, but the next day she called my mom about it and my mom said I need to hold my tongue better because my aunt is just like that. But I don't think my aunt should just get a free pass at being a bit you-know-what. Edit/update, there seems to be mixed opinions on this one, and fair enough. I was in a rush when I made this post and had left out some info that may or may not be useful. My aunt has always been and always will be bossy and mean. It's not just towards me, but everyone. She will say some really nasty shit to anyone unprovoked for God knows why. I don't equate uneducated with stupid. I also don't think trade work is beneath a degree. Both are an education, both require skills. I have specifically tailored my studies to accommodate my health problems the best I can. I have disability aid on campus and make sure I have documents on file at any job. This current job has been fairly okay with me, needed an extra break once in a while, but the work is still painful to complete. I have nerve damage, dystonia, and a slipped disc in my back that was fixed but still causes pain out of nowhere. 4. Update. I had gone to my manager to talk about what happened, largely because I assumed he would have known after 4 days, but he hadn't, to my surprise. I told him exactly what happened and that I specifically picked a position away from my aunt the first day because we don't really get along. That was something they had wondered, but I didn't explain why at the time to avoid concern about hiring me. He said he technically has to file a report on the incident and talk to my aunt, but considering I was so forthcoming about it, I am likely not at risk of losing my job. Am I going to apologize to my aunt? No. Not unless manager asks me to. She hasn't spoken to me since the incident and avoids sitting with me at lunch. I haven't been met with passive aggression in 4 days and it has been wonderful. Anyway, that's it. I acted poorly and I take responsibility for that, at least on Reddit. That's for everyone's input. Smiley face. TLDR, I called my aunt uneducated when she told me I'd have to get used to being a labor worker for the rest of my life.
Everyone sucks here. Your aunt was rude as hell, and to prove how much better you are than her, you stooped down to her level. Your fancy education won't mean shit if that's how you look at people.
Not a bit. There's a breaking point, and a-holes need to be put in their place, as rudely and dismissively and publicly as possible.
Nana nana boo boo, I'm smarter than you is not putting someone in their place. You can call someone an a-hole and put them down without resorting to classism.
Where is the classism if her aunt comes from exactly the same family as Op's mom, who, having the same background, grew with a different view on education, and, most importantly, works her ass off to pay for her studies?
It's not that OP said something about the aunt to put her in her place, it's that OP shat on people working labor jobs as all uneducated and thinking they are better than the people working there. That makes OP an asshole as well as the aunt. Also, who goes running to the boss because you and your aunt say something shitty to each other?
Heh, all the people with fancy college degrees working as Starbucks barista or fast food and complaining those jobs don't pay enough to pay for the fancy degrees.
Hell, half the people I work with in food service have degrees, myself included. Karma has a way of knocking people like this off their pedestal and realizing you will work any job that pays the bills.
Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe to help support the channel.